Hello! Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use commas in a list. Now we use commas in a list when we have more than two items in a list. Otherwise we would just use an and or an or. So when we are writing a list, in order to need commas, we need to have more than two items. For example, we might have a sentence like this. This sentence shows three items, and the three items are that the children laughed, which is the first thing they did. They played, which is the second thing they did, and they skipped, which is the third thing that they were doing. So in this sentence, they have three things, and those are separated by the comma, which is here. And because it's things that the children all did, it also has the word and. Now, and we put in between the last two things in a list. Let's have a look at one more example. This sentence says, in his bag he had books, a sandwich, and his torch. Now again, we have more than two items in this list, which means that we use a comma, which is here, to separate our three items. And the items that he has are books, a sandwich, and his torch. So because there are three items in this list, we've used a comma and we've used the word and. And the and goes in between the last two items in a list. Let's have a look at one final example. And in this example, we're not going to use the word and. This sentence reads, they were allowed to go to the park, the swimming pool, the field, or the shop. Here we have more than two items. We have the park being item number 1, the swimming pool being item number 2, the field being item number 3, and the shop being item number 4, which means that we've used 1, 2 commas, and we could have used the word and, but in this sentence they were saying that they were only allowed to go to one of those, which is why we've used the word or. So, to recap, we use commas in a list when we have more than two items in a list, and we separate them with commas, and in the last two, we use the word and or. Thank you for joining us today as we learned all about using commas in a list.